All right, let's get started. Go ahead and find the end of your mat. And just take a few deep breaths. Yep, just find that breath. I got frost-covered rooftops out my window today. Good, and let's start rolling the shoulders. Good, take a deep breath. Exhale, bend the knees, soft fold down onto your legs. Just take a couple of long breaths there. Good. Go ahead and come all the way back up. Good. All right, let's do some chair poses here to get warm. So we're going to inhale, exhale into chair. Take a breath there. Exhale and lift. Inhale and dive over. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend your legs. Exhale up to chair. Inhale in chair. Exhale and lift. Inhale as you dive over. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend your knees. And exhale into chair. Inhale in your chair. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you dive. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale up to chair. Inhale in your chair. And exhale as you lift. Inhale as you dive. Try to get that rib cage farther down. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, bend your knees. And exhale into chair. Two more. Exhale as you lift. Inhale, dive over. Exhale and fold. Inhale, bend your knees. And exhale up to chair. Inhale in your chair. And exhale as you lift. Inhale as you fold. Exhale when you get there. Good. And step back with your right foot. Leave the heel up and come up to high lunge. Good. Put your hands on the floor and step in. And then step back with your left and come up to high lunge. And put your hands on the floor, step in. Step back with your right and high lunge. And put your right hand on the floor. Take a breath and revolve your lunge. Step in. Step back with your left. High lunge. Inhale. Left hand to the floor, drop into the hip and revolve. Both hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Press the heels down, roll the shoulders out of your ears. Think about the tailbone lifting. Breathe into that space between your ribs and your hips. And find your plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. And sit back into child's pose. Come up to tabletop and let yourself sink into a cow here with the back round down. Exhale, come all the way up into cat. Expand the back here. Exhale, back down into cow. And up into cat. Tuck your toes and come back up to downward dog. And you can jump forward or just take a walk to the top of your mat. Inhale into standing extension. So lift the ribs off your hips, take a breath, and exhale and fold. Bend your knees, lift your gaze and unhinge. Good job. Take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. And step back with your right leg. Turn that leg. Now take your left foot and walk it a little bit wider. Sink into your hips and unhinge. We're in a warrior one. Good. Inhale as you reach for the floor. If you don't get to the floor, your shin is fine. Now exhale and back up your hips. So try to straighten that left leg. Now bend your knee again, unhinge, and bring your arms behind you. Good. Hands to the floor. Step that left foot back to downward dog. And go ahead and lift that left leg into three-leg dog. Take a big breath. Now on your exhale, draw your knee to the outside. Try to touch the side of the outside of that arm. Left leg, left arm. So a little grasshopper. And step forward with your left leg. Turn your foot and spiral up to warrior two. Now just begin to reach, keep your leg bent, and then straighten once you reach the floor or your shin, reaching up into triangle. Good. Turn back to the mat. Take your left leg back up into your warrior, three-leg dog. Exhale, bring the left leg to the left arm. Back up to three-leg dog. And now we're going to step forward and we're going to come back up to that high lunge. Keep your legs bent. Grab that floor with your right hand. Exhale and revolve. Put your hands on the floor, three-leg dog. Exhale forward. Left leg to the left arm. Three-leg dog. And just downward dog. Big breath. Exhale into plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, up dog. And push yourself back, child's pose. Good. Tuck your feet, tabletop, lift to downward dog. Step forward with your right foot. Turn your left foot. Walk your right foot out a little wider. And unhinge. Pull the hips around. That right knee's going right over the right ankle. Open this up. Warrior one. Keep the leg bent as you reach for the floor. Inhale. Exhale, back the hip up. Hands to the floor. Left heel is up. Lift that right leg up to three-leg dog. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg to the right arm. Inhale, back up. Now exhale, step forward and come up to warrior two. So now we're more in a line. Good. Leave your leg bent and begin to just melt toward the floor and then back the hip up. Good. Bend again. Come to the floor, three-leg dog. Inhale. Exhale, right knee to the right arm. Push back up. Step forward again. This time, leave that back heel up and high lunge. And left hand to the floor. Revolve. Both hands to the floor, three-leg dog. Right leg to the right arm. Push back up and just settle into a regular downward dog. One breath. Come to plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. And sit back into child's pose. Good. Take your toes to the floor. Bend your knees. Lift into a soft down dog. And you can walk in or you can jump in and inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Unhinge and stand up tall. Good job. So that was round one, all right? Heart rate up a little bit. So now we're going to do round two, and everything that we just did, we're going to repeat 3 times instead of 1. All right, so here we go. Take a breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Good. Step back with your right leg. Turn it and walk the left leg toward the left side of your mat. Unhinge up into warrior one. Good. Now inhale as you reach. Exhale, pull the hips back. Inhale as you bend the front leg. Exhale as you unhinge. That's 1. Inhale as you go down. Exhale, back the hips up. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale and unhinge. Inhale, grab the floor. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, that's 3. Grab the floor, 3-leg dog. Inhale, exhale, grasshopper. Inhale, back up. Left leg to right arm. Inhale, back up. Hand down. Inhale, back up. Inhale. Step forward with your left. Spiral up to warrior 2. Good. All right, here we go. Inhale, find the floor. Exhale, back up your hip. Inhale, bend it back down. And exhale, back up to warrior 2. Push your right hip in. Inhale, bend down. And exhale, reach that right hip up. Now push the right hip in. And exhale, back up. That's 2. Reach down and push up. Bend it and come up. Good. Hands to the floor, left leg up. 3-leg dog. Exhale. Grasshopper, left leg, left arm. It's okay if you can't reach. And back up. And in. Big breath at the top. Step forward again. High lunge. Inhale, right arm to the floor. Exhale, revolve. Inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, unhinge. Yep, a little bit of a balance challenge there. Inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale up. Inhale, touch the floor. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, grab the floor. Exhale, revolve. Inhale, hands down. And exhale, up. Hands to the floor. 3-leg dog. And exhale, left leg to left arm. Reach up. Left leg to left arm. Reach up. Left leg to left arm. Reach up. And just come to downward dog. Ooh. Inhale. Exhale to plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. And find your child's pose. Take a second to roll out your wrists if you need to. Two more breaths. Good. And tuck your feet. We're going to downward dog. And we're going to step forward with our right leg. Turn, get a wider stance, and find your way into your warrior 1. So right leg toward the right side of your mat, left toes over towards the left side of your mat. And here we go. Inhale, grab the floor. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, push the hip in. And exhale and unhinge. Inhale, grab the floor. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, push the hips down. And exhale up. Inhale, grab the floor. And exhale, pull back. Inhale, bend that knee. And up. Good. Hands to the floor. Right leg. 3-leg dog. Inhale. Exhale, right leg to the right arm or as far as you can. Reach back up. Pull it back in. Reach back up. And pull it back in. Reach back up. Here we go. Step forward. And unhinge to warrior two. Good. Reach past that hamstring. Inhale. Exhale. Back up the hip. Inhale. Bend the knee back. And exhale up. Inhale down. Pull that left hip to the ceiling. Now push the hip to the floor. And exhale up. And inhale down. Pull back. Inhale. Push it in. And up. Down we go. 3-leg dog. Inhale. Left leg to the right leg, right arm. And then inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Get ready. Step forward. Leave the heel up this time. And unhinge. Inhale, left hand to the floor. Exhale, revolve. Now inhale, hands to the floor. Exhale, unhinge. Inhale, reach for the floor. Exhale, revolve. Hands to the floor and unhinge. Hands to the floor, revolve. Hands to the floor, unhinge. Hands to the floor, 3-leg dog. And right leg, right arm. Pull back up and up. And then just find your regular downward dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale to plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. And find your child's pose. Good. Bring yourself to your tabletop. Good. Tuck your feet. Relaxed down dog. Walk or jump to the top of your mat and find your standing extension. Big breath and fold. Bend your knees and unhinge. Were your legs shaking? Yeah, my legs were shaking at the end. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go up to the 3-leg dog on the last one. Very good, guys. All right. Well, we were going to do round 3 with a set of 5, but I don't think we had time. Yeah, no. Okay. All right, take a deep breath. Good, give me a little lean back here. And now inhale to the ceiling, exhale, hinge and fold. Good, step back with your right leg and just turn down the right side of your mat. Good, and exhale into a wide-legged fold. Good, put your hands on the floor right below your heart. Good, take a breath. One hand stays below your heart, the other one up. Don't worry about which arm. Inhale as you switch. And exhale the other way. Good. Now take a breath. You're going to go toward the top of your mat. So that should be toward your left leg. Bend that left knee. Sink your hips toward the back. Push that left arm into the inside of your left leg. You can leave your right hand on the floor or reach forward with it. That will help your hips drop. Come back up and walk to the top of your mat. Step back to downward dog. Good. Come to plank on your exhale. And now inhale, chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. Good. We're going to sit back. Take your left or your right knee rather to the outside of your mat and extend that left leg out. Begin to split your child's pose. So it's like you're going into a middle split. Push your hips back. Good. Bring yourself to tabletop. And inhale, we're going to take the left arm up. And now exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder to the floor. So we're looking at the right side of the mat that we folded on just a minute ago. Really breathe into this rotation. Good. Now put your elbows on the floor and walk your elbows to your knees. So we're sitting back in child's pose, but we're going to put our hands into our forehead. So really try to just put yourself into a ball. If you need to adjust your knees and go wider or something like that, you can. Now just walk your elbows out onto the floor. Clasp your hands above your head. Take a breath and roll the back of your head into your hands. Give yourself a shoulder roll here. And slowly sit back. Hands to the floor. Come up to your tabletop and just give yourself a cat stretch. And then push that cat stretch toward your heels into shell pose. Good. Reset your tabletop and unhinge up onto your shins. Good. We're going to step forward with the left. Inhale up and just exhale. Revolve this so you're going toward your left. Hands to the floor. Lift your lunge and step in when you're ready. Standing extension. Exhale and fold. Good. Step back with your left. High lunge. And now just inhale. Take yourself all the way to the left side of your mat and exhale. Reach into wide-legged fold. Good. Leave one hand on the floor and just exhale. Rotate up. Feel that shift in your hip and switch. And both hands to the floor. And now we'll go toward the top of our mat. So that should be your right leg. Bend into that right knee. Put your right arm onto the inside of that right leg. Drop your hips, lift your head. And come back to center. Walk to the edge of your mat and step back to downward dog. Big breath and exhale into your plank. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, up dog. And come up to your tabletop. Good. Take that left knee toward the left side of your mat. Left foot towards the center and extend that right leg out. Good. And begin to open up the hips, dropping in, keeping your hips pushed back, splitting your child's pose. Keep your ears out of your ears. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Walk yourself back toward the center. And we're going to walk those elbows back in between our knees. Round out your spine. Just relax. Forehead is in the hands. And walk your elbows forward, hands are clasped. Take a breath. And exhale, roll into your hands. Yoga Mudra variation. And slowly walk that back. Come up to tabletop. Round the spine up into cat and then sit back into shell pose. Good. Take a breath. Rotate up to your right. And then we'll drop the right shoulder to the floor, threading the needle. and bring yourself back to tabletop and roll up to your shins. Take a breath. When you're ready, step forward with your right leg. Take a breath here and exhale and turn. Good. Hands to the floor. Lift your back leg, step in and find your standing extension. Take a breath. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, and unhinge. Good job. Put your hands on your hips. Really open up through the chest here. You've done a lot of shoulder support today. So really let the shoulders kind of roll back, almost like you're going to touch your elbows together behind you. And then let the front of your body open. So yes, your hips go forward, but don't think of it as push your hips forward. Think of it as peeling open the front of your body. Like a standing up dog. Good, and reset your mountain pose. Take a breath. Bring your hands into center. Good, and from here, we're actually going to just bring ourselves down to seated. And start with your left leg extended, your right leg bent. So you're in seated tree. Just take a breath and let yourself reach forward into this. Keep the back straight. I talked about this on Wednesday. I always want to get a sense that the front of my spine, so the inside, the part we don't see, right, is reaching forward toward the front of my body versus it pushing backward toward the back of my mat so that I can reach forward. I want to keep this forward push. Good. From here, take that right leg across and just sit up tall here and drag your heel in. Your hands can be however you'd like them behind you. This is kind of like the most commonly seen where my fingertips are towards me. But if that doesn't feel good to you, just change it. Good. We're going to roll this all the way back and then grab through that window. Relax your lower back here. See if you can pull that knee a little closer to your face than when you were sitting. Now leave your right foot on your right leg, and you're going to drop to your left. Right foot. Definitely leave your foot on your right leg. Don't take your foot off your leg. Leave your right foot on your left leg, and we rotate. Try to put that right foot to the floor. Good. Think about your knee, your right knee, still pushing downward, and feel how that opens the hip. Down means kind of keeping your knee pointing at the ceiling. Should feel that in your hip flexor. Good. Roll up, grab a hold of both knees, undo your legs, give yourself a little rock back and forth here. When you're ready, push your heels forward and sit up. Now, we're going to go to easy pose, and I want you to put your right leg in the front. Right. You can also go to half lotus and put your right leg on top. Bring yourself here, seated, hands into heart center. Good. Inhale up and just let yourself fold here. You're still reaching forward, but it is okay to have a soft spine. So think about kind of a spine like child's pose where I'm still keeping my shoulders out of my ears. Good. Walk that up. And now I'm going to turn toward my right knee and I'm going to keep my left hip on the floor and I'm just diving over that right leg. Sit back up and I'm going to switch. Dive over your left. Keep your right hip pushing down. And sit back up. Good. Go ahead and straighten both legs. And just give them a little shake out there. Good. And when you're ready, let's take the left leg in. Take a breath and reach for that right leg. Good. Sit up. Now cross your left leg onto your right quad and pull your heel in. You can also push the hips toward the heel. Sit up tall. Again, put your hands where you want. Now, if this is your tighter hip, you might feel like it's very different than the other hip. Might also be your looser hip. Good. Inhale as you roll back and reach through that window and let your lower back get involved here. Relax your hip. I want to think about my knee opening toward the bottom of my mat. And now I'm going to keep that cross, but I'm going to try to put my left foot on the floor. And again, your knee wants to cave in toward the floor. Push that knee up toward the ceiling. Roll yourself back and give your legs a hug. Sit yourself all the way up and find that easy pose. This time, or half lotus, left leg goes in the front. Take a breath up and reach into the fold here. Soft spine. So you can feel like it has a little less push, but I am still keeping my shoulders out of my ears. Sit yourself up. Good. Take a breath. And you're going to turn toward your left first. And then try to drop that forehead to your knee. Keep your keep your right hip down. And sit back up. And then we switch sides. Keep your left hip down. Sit all the way back up. Good. Grab a hold of your knees, roll yourself all the way back. Good. Drop your feet to the floor, put them together, and go into reclined bound pose. Good. Bring your hands into prayer or fists right above your heart. And you're going to take a breath, reach up, try to touch your thumbs to the floor, and feel how this arches your back. Allow the arch. Breathe deep into your belly. Good. And then begin to soften the arms around and walk your feet away and let your knees come together. You can have your arms on the floor or rest them on your belly or wherever's comfortable for you. And just begin to close your eyes. Just think about how far you've come today. Think about that round 1 and 2 we did. Notice your breath is slower now. And so use that. Deep breath in. See if you can make your inhale and your exhale match. And begin to feel your body in contact with the floor. Roll to one side or take a second and roll to both sides if you'd like. And then join me seated. And just let your head go from side to side. And whenever you're ready, just find your breath. Very intentional. Inhale and roll, and exhale and drop. Inhale, roll up, and exhale and drop. Inhale, roll up, and exhale and drop. And take a deep breath. Bring the arms into prayer. Take another breath up. And exhale into prayer. And God bless you guys. Namaste. And I will see you all next week.
Thank you. What's the schedule for next week?
We should be meeting regular next week, not
Okay.
Friday, but Monday and Wednesday, as far as I know. So
Okay.
I will see y'all
Same.
Monday and Wednesday.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you, ma'am.